Hello, beautiful souls. I'm going to chat to you today about nature and how we affect nature and how nature balances us. I know life is hectic and busy, and that you may have had or are busy having a busy day. But just for a moment, I'd like you to tap into the energy of nature. Just get a sense of nature and how nature and animals are the only living things on this planet that live to their optimum and fullest potential. And they are the only ones on this planet that no matter what, they live in the present moment at all given times. When there's a storm and a bird's nest is destroyed, they don't moan, groan, give up on life, or act perturbed. They wake up in the morning, they sing the same songs, they chirp, and they are happy. They rebuild a new and improved version of a nest, and life goes on. So, we, on the other hand, have been given freedom of choice, and these beautiful noggins of ours, um, which are ever so powerful, but we do not use to our greatest advantage most of the time. And we've been given our emotions, which are basically a guidance system. We tend to harbor grudges, blame, shame, regret, guilt. We make all sorts of excuses why we can't do certain things, why we do certain things. And we basically live in a fear-based society. And people tend not to follow the energy of what makes them joyful, what makes them feel good, what feeds their soul, what excites them. They live in fear, and then they tend to make themselves small, and they numb their emotions with all sorts of substances. But animals and nature live to their fullest. Cats bring balance to our lives. Dogs, well, they just bring unconditional love to us. You can go pop out for 5 minutes, or pop out for an hour, or pop out for a day, and your dog will greet you the same. Waggy tail, you can lock them in some area, you open the door and they're still wagging their tail and got abundant kisses for you. So it's pure unconditional love. If you get a sense of the birds and the energy that birds bring to the planet, their melodious chirping sounds, it's like it's musical. And every sound has a vibration, and every vibration has a sound. There's color involved as well, but we'll work with those for now. We, of course, can't hear most of the sounds in this 3D reality. But here's a fun fact. Birds wake up in the morning just before the sunrise. And what they're actually doing, they make this chirping vibrational sound. What they're actually doing is waking up all the plants before the sun comes up. And then if you think of the energy of the bird's wings flapping, what energy do you think that is creating? The moving of energy, the shifting of energy, and how that vibrates. Creating new improved energy wherever they go, and changing energy. Our physical bodies come from the same structure and matter as the earth and nature, all the elements, all the minerals, and we are made up of 70% water. So why would nature, the same energy as us, not balance us? Nature and plant energy was the first medicine on the planet. And in China, they actually treat anxiety with nature walks. If you're very stressed, basically we should spend 20 minutes a day in nature to rebalance ourselves. And if you're very stressed, that should be longer or more often. There was a man that was recently diagnosed with leukemia, and they said the only thing was chemotherapy for him. And he went out into the forest, and he went for daily nature walks in the forest. Within 3 months, he was cancer free. Now, let's say you maybe live in the city and you can't get to nature. This may be a problem for you, but the mind does not know the difference between what is real and what is not real, what is right and what is wrong. It simply listens to whatever you tell it, and the body then responds accordingly. This is the most powerful tool in manifesting or for self-healing. So if you can't get out into nature every day, what contribution do you think it would be to you if you did a daily nature meditation or visualization? Taking yourself into nature with your ever so powerful mind, absorbing all that healing, balancing energy. What would that create in your world and in your body? So I do have a nature meditation available for those that feel that it may benefit you. And quite recently, I was lucky enough to be kidnapped to spend 4 beautiful days in the Drakensberg Mountains, where I got to enjoy forest walks, forest meditations, and to absorb all the energy of the mountain and the animals all around us. And I literally came back with what I felt was a new identity and a lot of new creative energy. So we know that nature balances our bodies. We get that. Now let's look at the planet. Let's look at all the negativity that's created on the planet. We have wars, and way more wars than we are actually made aware of. And we have our beautiful thoughts. Every thought creates energy, and it radiates out all around us and out into the atmosphere. How many people do you think on a daily basis are thinking positive, creative, loving, inspirational, conscious thoughts? And how many are negative, analyzing, judgmental thoughts? Just think for a moment of your own internal self-talk. How much of that is positive, inspirational, uplifting, and how much of that is self-judgment, knocking yourself, creating false excuses, living in victim mode, and mulling over the past or worrying about the future? Then let's go a little bit broader than that and think of your family scenario. How many families do you think are happy, laughing, inspiring each other every day, and creating a positive energy throughout their house? And now let's expand to all the families living around you, all having their own thoughts, their own conflicts, anger, jealousy, fighting, arguments, expectations. All that energy creates a lot of negative energy. There are many, many, many unhappily married couples going through daily turmoil, thinking they can do nothing about it, and every day creating all this negative energy in their homes. Not even aware or conscious of it, just self-absorbed in their reality and what they're going through and focusing on surviving each day. Now let's move that even further and expand and go think of the billions of people on the planet. If you can perceive that amount of negative energy, there is way more negative energy than positive on the planet right now. Arguing and fighting on social media with people with their points of views which are so right, which is a judgment. And so it goes on and on and on. And so you can get a sense of how much negativity is being created on the entire planet by people all the time on a daily basis. This energy has to go somewhere. Now, with our existence of gravity, we tend to imagine everything is going down. So let's for a moment imagine each home had an empty pool and each positive thought creating a drop of crystal clear water, and each negative thought being a muddy splodge or dark, murky mud. What would your pool look like? What would your family pool look like? And what color would it be? And how many crystal clear pools do you think there would be on the planet? Now, where do you think all this energy does go? Other than filling our minds, our bodies, and our homes and the energy around us, where does it go and what happens to it? It rises up into the air. This ironically brings us back to nature. Let's look at the weather, the storms, and all these natural disasters. This negative energy builds up so much and it gets stored and built up in the atmosphere more and more and more until eventually there is a major storm. So now, is a storm a positive energy or a negative energy? Just get a sense of what it feels like after a storm, what it smells like after a storm. It's crisp and it's clear and it's fresh. And after a fire, you get all that bright, fresh, green, new growth that sprouts out of the earth. All that negative energy is dissipated and all the new, vibrant, fresh energy is now present. And that is how nature clears negativity and creates positivity. Little droplets of rain dribbling down onto the planet, by the way, are droplets of love onto the planet Earth. Look at how your plants and nature respond after the rain. It's just pure love falling from the sky. So the next time there is a storm or a natural disaster, or if it simply rains, maybe you may just see things a little bit differently. Now let's get a sense of what it would be like if everyone on the planet was happy, conscious, filled with love, doing what they enjoy, serving each other, laughing every day, and just generally being happy. What do you think the nature or the weather would be like then? It would be perfect. It would be comfortable. Nature takes care of itself, and nature too is evolving. Everything is evolving together. So we are evolving, the planet is evolving, nature is evolving, the whole universe is evolving. Everything is connected. There will be some animals that will not be needed anymore and they will die off. And then there will be new animals coming to the planet with new vibrant energy. The same with plants and the vegetation. As we evolve, so plants and nature will evolve naturally. Nature is the embodiment of love and is the direct connection to our consciousness. We are all connected to everything and everyone. And as we align our energies, our mind, our thoughts with conscious connection and high vibrations, so that will affect our own energy, those around us, nature, and the entire planet and the entire universe. That is conscious evolution. And together we are evolving and changing, all for the better. It's an absolute joy to have spent this time with you. And I wish you all happy, joyful, positive, high vibe thoughts and energy, and whatever energy is required for you to make any necessary changes within to move towards a more conscious reality. Thank you all for listening and for being with me. Until next time, bless you all.